Hey guys, Infidel 1258 here. Today I'm going to do a frequently asked questions video. We're going to talk about buying validator nodes, what they are, why you would. We're going to talk about sentiment and how it's changing in Splinterlands and then why asset prices are shooting up. We're going to talk about bots and whether they're going to stick around after the reward changes. And we're going to talk about so much more. I hope you stick around and stay tuned for this one. Guys, like and subscribe. Have an amazing day. God bless. Hey guys, Infidel 1258 here. Today I want to get into some frequently asked questions, which means I go through the comment section from my YouTube channel and I'm going to just address comments and questions that you might have left there. If you leave your IGN with your question and if I answer that question, I will send you a thank you afterwards. So I encourage you to do that on any one of my videos. I will go through from time to time and do this sort of process. I usually spend about a half an hour going through the questions, and it is one thing I love to say, and I think it's so true, is that if you're wondering something about Splinterlands, understand that you are almost certainly one of hundreds of people, if not thousands, that are echoing that same concern or curiosity. So please share your questions, because it really does help the community grow in understanding around this game and in this space. So without further ado, my name is Dwayne Cunningham. I go by Infidel 1258. You can call me 12. Let's get into it. Okay, so Abnormal Deformal says, how do you even buy nodes? Okay, so in this one I was talking about validator nodes and SPS FOMO. I actually, in this little clip, I bought 5,000 extra SPS the other day when SPS was around 9 cents, and today it's closer to 10.5 or something, so that was great. And I talk about how I really want a validator node and what I think I even talk about why I think validator nodes are really important. How do you buy a node? Let's do it. I missed the purchase today. If you guys don't know, first of all, validator nodes are on sale now. You come over here into the shop window, and then you come over here into nodes. As you can see, there's lots of different variety of things they do sell at time to time. Special, land, potion, skin, guild. Nodes. Validator nodes are essentially the infrastructure that sustains this game moving forward into the future. These nodes will be run on a decentralized computer. You'll have a computer on, I'll have a computer on. Thousands of people around the world will have computers that'll be running this program. The program will oversee the tracking and the automation of things like SPS distribution, DEC distribution. It automates a lot of the stuff, taking it off the books and out of the hands of the responsibility of the game designers, putting it in the community's hands, which is amazing. And it's a powerful submission of authority by the creators to the public, which is really, that's the amazing thing about decentralized gaming and this space. It's like, there's no desire by Agrod or Yaba to like be some sort of authority, some sort of king. They have creativity. They want to create a game that we love. But then they want to allow autonomy and personal authority and personal responsibility within holding your assets, within regulating and controlling and guiding the development of even the game they're creating, right? They literally are inviting us into that process through the sale of these nodes, which will allow us to walk alongside them, supporting and, I guess, strengthening the game. Because through decentralization, you escape the responsibility or the vulnerability, actually, of centralization. So if you have, Splinterlands is a game that's any NFT related, blockchain based. If it's focused in California, USA, the American government, if they hate NFT, if they hate blockchain, they can crush that office and there you go, it's dead. But once it becomes decentralized through the automation and the distribution of the node licenses, it becomes resilient, it becomes decentralized. And that's what this is, and this is where you buy them, and it is very meaningful and it's very important. And I think I actually originally I wanted to get 2 nodes, and I didn't yet. Today the pre-sale went on, and they were selling for, I think, $1,000 worth of SPS and $500 worth of vouchers, I believe. And now the price is pretty well double. This is not profitable at this point, I don't think. But I still want one. Like I just want one. I've seen this game succeed at every level that it's touched. Like different pack releases as it grew, struggling through a bear market, coming out of, you know, the overwhelming growth that we saw in 2021 and surviving the hurdles that were exposed while we were struggling in that moment of like rapid development and inadequate development, really, because the network was like, the game was on fire at times, but we got through it. I feel like victory is always coming for it. So it just like, how can I doubt it now? And so I'm actually going to get one right now. I got 500. So you can spend up to 500 vouchers per license. I have 500 vouchers, so I can go ahead and do that. And that attributes 500 to the total price paid. That they'll give me $3 per voucher, which is $1,500 value, meaning I have to put $1,500 worth of SPS into the game, which is just under just over 14,000. So watch this: pay with SPS and vouchers. I have 14,700 SPS. And I have SteamMonsters.com says, please confirm you would like to purchase one license for. Yes, please. I mean, I love SPS. I love vouchers. I don't relish saying goodbye to those assets, but I just feel owning a node is actually this unique opportunity and this revolutionary cool moment in video game development, where again, like I explained earlier, we are being invited to walk alongside these amazing developers in partnership in supporting this game and creating a decentralized governance over it. It's crazy. It's revolutionary. It's amazing, and it's exciting, and it's an opportunity I want to be a part of. And so yes, I just paid more than I would have if I bought it earlier. I missed the 2,000 pre-sale license nodes that were being offered at $1,500, sold in 10 minutes, and I was busy at that time. I missed it. But now I've got one, and I'm gonna go ahead and tweet that. I got one. Let's just call it that. We'll go boom. Desktop. Oh yeah, it's not there. I gotta go like this. Okay, there it is. That's how you do it. And I've done it. I'm excited that I did it. It's probably not gonna be profitable for years and years and years. But I just have such a depth of confidence in what this game is doing that I'm willing to go ahead and put my money where my mouth is. This item represents an NFT within the in-game inventory utility. For this item, it will be introduced when the official Validator node program is launched in Q4. Okay. Roths says, my sentiment is high right now. It's great to see my deck value go up significantly for really the first time since I started playing last summer. The sentiment in my guild is pretty high as well. My big question is, and I know you can't answer this with certainty, it's what the bots, my big question is what the bots will do after the update. Will they stay, leave, profit, not profit, etc.? It seems like the answer to the question may largely determine the future popularity of the game. Thanks as always, Infidel. I really enjoy your content. It truly makes my life better. Here's a little nudge revelation for you. I'm the same straight edge guy from last Christmas. So good, dude. So good. Bless you, brother. I'm subscribed to your channel with 3 different accounts now. That's awesome, dude. Thank you. That's why you're the one who's driving it up. Lately, the subscriptions, subs has definitely been shrinking. If you're watching this video, guys, and you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. I cover Splinterlands all day, every day. And I think I add a unique value and unique interpretation of what's going on here. So again, if you're enjoying the video, subscribe. But thanks for subscribing. I definitely have noticed subscriptions have slowed, but interestingly, they've begun growing like at a more rapid rate, as have the asset prices. There's something happening right now. There's a stirring happening in the game. And like you're pointing to it within your guild, there's a sentiment shift where I think there's like a significant, I think this feels like August of 2021, where I was doing videos with my phone and I'm walking through the forest while I'm camping, talking about Splinterlands, and yet there's an excitement, and people are watching those videos. I'm getting thousands of views per video right now, commonly. And over the last couple months, that's not been true. So there's a new vigor here. And I think it comes largely from, in part, what you're talking about, the bot, the thoughts around what's going to happen with the bots. But that more directly means what they're doing with the reward system. Because they talked about changing the reward system. They talked about nerfing ghost cards. They talked about trying to kind of curtail the opportunities to exploit the system that are currently available to bots. And all of that's great. That's great news. The new reward system's amazing. The voucher and SPS burn mechanics built into the validator nodes is amazing. And as a result, there's just a confluence of factors that are driving a sentiment to be shift into like a positive, more bullish place. And I think that's why you're noticing, that's what you're noticing. That's why I'm seeing subscriptions tick up. That's why I'm seeing prices actually surge. My monster prices on my main account are $72,000. Yesterday, they were 68. Maybe a week ago, maybe 10 days ago, they were 50. Card prices are growing rapidly. And it's, everything seems to be shifting. So I agree, and I love that you're noticing it too. That's kind of almost a consensus for me, which is nice, because the more I see that and people sharing that opinion, it's like, oh, okay, like I'm not the only one seeing this here. That's great. Now, your question. So what's going to happen with bots? Are they going to stay? Are they going to leave? Are they going to profit? Are they not going to profit? Here's the thing. I mean, you're right. I don't know, but you're asking for my opinion. I can't tell you what's going to happen, but I can tell you what I think will happen. What I believe will happen. What I believe will happen is that the bot owners who have already invested X amount of money and who have set up a substantial time sink in terms of building out a network of accounts and running certain bots, and then probably hiring people to manage it and implementing strategies and even automation that allow them to do what they do. They're not going to just walk away from those assets at this point, not without a fight. So my expectation would be that they would fight for what they've built, and that they would now analyze, and as any business owner should, analyze the cost versus reward of moving forward in the new system. The new system is, there's a new type of regulation in town. It's like when the US government passes a new form of regulation that oversees your business, do you just close the shop and say, oh man, they made it harder, I'm going to just stop? Of course not. You stop and you say, oh, okay, they changed how it works. And then you ask, do I have to comply? I do. I must. Okay. How expensive is compliance? Well, frankly, they don't have to comply at all. They can continue to operate using ghost cards. What would that do for them? Almost nothing, because that would mean they're going to lose pretty well all of their rewards, because rewards are dependent upon winning games without ghost cards. And so they could just do that. And that would mean that we'd have a lot of bots in bronze that are getting no significant rewards, which is good for you and me in the sense that they're no longer siphoning off rewards. So that's one possibility. They just don't change anything at all. I find that unlikely. These people have bought, we think, tens of thousands of accounts. Like that, most people believe there are hundreds of thousands of bots. I'm not sure. 100,000, 200, I don't know. But if we even pretend to say that there's tens of thousands of bots, it seems foolish to me that bot owners have created farms of that magnitude, investing a significant amount of money. $10 times 10,000 accounts is $100,000 US to buy bots. You're telling me they're going to spend that sort of coin to get their operation up and running, not to mention setting up bots and all the other automation required to list cards, to liquidate cards, to funnel cards into certain accounts, to all of that stuff. You're telling me they're going to go through that and then now just walk away because some new regulation came? I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. I mean, they're already earning cards for free with these accounts, or they have been. So they presumably could just hold on to some of those assets and put those assets on certain accounts and get that ball rolling so that the account, you know, a portion of their existing accounts can start earning rewards at bronze using the assets they've accumulated between yesterday and today, if you follow me. And so that's like a second option. First option was they don't do anything. Second option is they use the existing cards and do their best to try and carry it forward. I think the third option is they just go out and buy the reward cards, or buy the assets that they need in order to compete at whatever level they are competing at. And for bronze, that's not very much money at all. We're talking probably, I would think they need probably 50 cards. I bet they probably have to spend around $50 per deck to get all of the necessary level 1 BCXs, I would think, in that neighborhood. And yeah, $50 times 10,000 accounts is a lot of money. But these people have already created this infrastructure. And so I think some of these bot farms are going to weigh and make and choose this third option, that they reinvest in order to upgrade and comply with the new regulations. So I feel those are the three options. I think there's a fourth option. They're going to close they're going to just shut down operations and walk away. I think that's nonsensical. Why would they ever do that? You know what I mean? Like, option one is just let the status quo, like let the bots continue to play, and maybe you'll get some rewards and maybe you won't. There's no skin off your back. At minimum, they're going to do that. So I think they stay for sure. They don't leave. That leaving makes no sense. Are they going to profit? I think they will. It might change the time frame of profit. It might change the requirement for reinvestment in the short term. But again, it's all a cost versus reward. And just like you and me, a bot owner has to ask, how much profit do I want to put into this thing? How much value do I want to put into this thing to get it to a place where it's going to generate revenue for me? That's the same question you ask. It's the same question I ask. And that's what they're going to ask. So I actually think it's about 4 different options in front of them. And I think probably something like reinvesting the value they already have from the cards they're already earning, or even buying some new cards, are probably the two most likely, meaning that I expect most bot farms to invest in the game so that they continue to farm, so that they continue to benefit from this amazing blockchain-based video game. So I'm optimistic, I'm bullish, and thanks for the comment. And I'm glad you're still doing it, Kroths. Transfer out. Mr. Rosser says, guess it's time to stop renting and get back to playing. In the context of this loot chest video, this is time to stop renting and get back to playing. Oh, I get you. So Rosser is renting out his cards, and then in the context of the new rewards that are coming to the game, he's like, okay, let's go. Yeah, man, I think you're probably right. There's something special happening, and he's been subbed for 7 months, so he's seen the excitement before, and he's like, here we go, let's go. I love it. Interesting, playing 2 ladders. 1 tip to max daily. Yeah. So in this little short, this is a video where I share something that I think might work for the new reward system, and I think it boils down to this, guys. Look, when you're playing the new reward system, you have to compete. If you want to compete in Diamond, you have to actually finish in Diamond last season in order to receive Diamond chests next season. So if you play in Diamond one season and then champion the following season, what you're going to see is you're going to see way more Diamond loot chests in season 2, because you're getting paid reward shares at champion level and you're getting paid in Diamond chests. That's how it works. If that sounds complicated, go click on this video, 30 daily chests, ? Watch that one. It's called 1 tip to max daily loot chests. Watch that short video and you're going to begin to see, I think that's going to be a recipe for maximizing the amount of loot chests you're getting every other season. And then you're going to have to move from in order to do that well, you'd have to do that in modern, and then wild, and then modern, and then wild, and back and forth in order to do that well, I think. And so it's a strategy I'm thinking about. It may or may not be actually effective. We'll see. Time will tell. But yeah, playing 2 different ladders in order to maximize the number of loot chests. Yellow, hey dude, I think I'm getting rewarded for listening about gold foils advice from you before, and from Ashley. Having gotten 1 mana gold foils and especially neutrals like Chaos Agent and Scavo to level 6 for gold use when it was 2 to 4 times cheaper. Yeah, man, that was wild. Scavo Hireling is such a good card. Chaos Agent also. And you know who also advocated Chaos Agent in particular was Crypto Llama. And those are amazing cards, and they were getting slept on for the longest time, and now they've grown in price. And he says he's lucky he paid attention earlier. Also, some other good cards in gold that I could afford that are now more expensive. I was planning for it to benefit, but I think with these changes, it's going to be more than expected. Obviously, I would love to have more gold foils like summoners, but I can't have money for all I want. Yeah, I hear you. And that's the thing about a game like this. You can never buy, most people are never going to be able to buy whatever they want. You don't just get a blank checkbook to buy all assets, but you have a certain amount of dollars that you're willing to invest, and you need to understand and think through as logically and coherently as you possibly can. How can I stretch each dollar to receive maximum benefit so that I can extract maximum reward for my time and attention? And that's actually a process that you can think through. And there are little steps to it, and there's big steps. Like broadly, you want to acquire as many card assets as you can. But then that's the macro. But then on the micro level, you want to analyze what specific cards would really move the needle for you, either from a collection power standpoint, because you need more collection power to reach higher levels, or maybe you need certain summoners or certain tanks or certain support monsters in order to really achieve high success at a certain league. It's like that micro analysis. Your ship has certain holes in it. Your deck has certain holes in it. You can patch those holes if you think thoughtfully about which assets would help you improve maximally for the least dollar investment. And that's that process of self-reflection that's really going to help. And I'm glad it's benefited you, Yellow. You've been here for a while too, 5 months. And yeah, man, I'm super glad. And Ashley knows what she's talking about too. So Ashley and shout out to Ashley, and shout out to Crypto Llama. Okay. Arakid says, if alpha and beta gives bonuses, then isn't the earning potential in wild format going to be higher than modern format? The short answer is yes, 100% it will be. Because when you enter a battle, you can only ever play 6 cards, right? No, 7 cards. 6 monsters and 1 summoner. You can play 7 cards, and each one of them opens you up to the eligibility for certain bonuses. When I hit replay. Whoa. Okay, that's... So when you open up a battle, every card is going to introduce the opportunity for bonuses. If every card is a gold foil, that's going to be 10% bonus per card. If every card is an alpha, that's going to be an additional 10% bonus per card. If you were to play a full deck of alpha gold foils, you're looking at 60, 70% bonus for the gold foil status, and 60, 70 more percent for the alpha bonus. You're talking 140% bonus for a full alpha gold foil. And then there's other bonuses. You might do a full beta. Beta, I think, is 5% per card. And when we watch this battle, or I'm just going to skip to the end here. Look at this. I did win. And look, my bonuses. The only bonus I had there was a 3% guild bonus. But alpha promo, beta, and theoretically alpha promo is one category. Beta is another. And yeah, gold cards is there too. So yes, short answer, yes. Alpha and gold foil are possible. and therefore wild format is going to expose you to greater possibility for increased reward shares. But the cost, the financial cost to get the cards to then trigger those bonuses is huge, right? Gold foil alphas are not cheap. And so the short answer is yes, you're totally right. There will be more potential for rewards in the wild format for percentage bonus increases. But the cards that you're talking about utilizing in order to access those reward share increases are hugely expensive. Alphas and promos, betas and gold foils are crazy expensive. D-Dip, okay. I don't recognize you, my dude. 3-month subscription. Thanks, dude. Be blessed, friend. You are a blessing. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate you. You are so kind, for real. D-Dip and everybody else, when you guys drop these sort of comments, I want you to know that they resonate with me, because it's like, it's one thing to create content and just kind of put it out there and, you know, hope that it adds value to a community of people who are like-minded and who share an interest that I love. That's awesome. I'm grateful that I have that opportunity. And it's such an encouragement when somebody comes through and just says, again, you don't need to do this. Like you don't have any obligation to me whatsoever. You don't need to subscribe. You don't need to hit like button. You don't need to drop a comment. You don't need to say something nice to me. But the idea that some of you do sometimes, or when I talk about my little girls and how they're in trouble, one girl's sick or the other one's in the hospital or this or that, or the wife's not doing too good or whatever. And some of you say like, you're praying for me or you're thinking about me or like, take care. And I want you to know that this is meaningful to me. And it's something that I celebrate and share in my real world life. Like when I'm talking to people about what YouTube gives me, what it offers me, it's like the community, the power of community is meaningful. And actually part of why I so value being in my church and being an active member in like serving and leading community group and being in community. It's so like, I believe we were made by God to be in community. I believe God is community. Father, Son, Holy Spirit is like literally the crux of all community. They are one and yet they are community. Father, Son, Spirit. And I think we are made in that image of being fulfilled by and intended for communal living. And so thank you for being part of my community. Thank you for speaking encouragement. Thank you for, going out of your way to say something nice in a world that really doesn't reward that sort of approach to support and encouragement. Like that is not typical. Thank you. I appreciate it. Matrix P says, an obvious choice for gold foil is chicken, 0 mana neutral. Yeah, that you can usually throw in low or medium mana, if only just for gold foil bonus. Yeah, sadly people have realized this and prices already reflect this. It jumped from 140 to 230 overnight. Similar idea for the fiends, 0 mana, often used. Yep, totally. I totally agree, but I'm surprised it was that cheap recently. Chicken is one of those cards. Chicken is probably the most ridiculous card in the game because it's neutral. It's 0 cost. It actually does a decent amount of damage. 2 damage at the highest levels. Almost no one has a max copy, but even when you get it up here at level 3 with 1 damage, and then you drop some Inspire in there, it's like it can actually do damage for 0 mana. And these used to be, I'm pretty sure I sold all my chickens. I used to have a full chicken. And I'm pretty sure I sold it for like $100, like $1 of ECX kind of thing. And it's so good for all the reasons I just mentioned. Plus it's rare. So therefore it's going to be available for a lot more games. Certain games don't allow legendaries. And so it fits in even more context. So I would say this is significantly more valuable than the fiends, because the fiends are Splinter specific and they are legendary. Both of those features mean that they will be excluded in certain contexts Furious Chicken is more broadly applicable. But I wouldn't pay $230 for a gold foil of that. I bought a $30 copy of the Creeping Ooze because I do think at level 1 it's very helpful. It gets that slow, and again, low cost mana neutral card. It's not as good as Chicken, but it's good in its own right. Coldaz says, but the game goes more difficult in higher levels as well, and I think those are season rewards, so 24 wins per season is very achievable. Okay, so in this video, I'm talking about... Oh man, I actually forget what I talked about in that video. Why now? Sales pitch. I think I'm talking in part about the reward opportunities in Splinterlands with the new reward system. And I talk about how at every level there's an increasing opportunity for more and more loot chests. So I talked about how I know for a fact that at Champion, you need fewer wins to get 10 loot chests per day than you do at Bronze. And he's saying Bronze is easier to win. I'm not sure it is. I think Bronze is actually, I find Bronze is like a coin toss. Even if you, because the cards are limited to level 1 or 2, so it feels like it's more of a coin toss than Champion, where there's so much diversification and deck variation. So to me, it requires less expertise to win at. It requires less expertise, is less of a factor at Bronze because it's more of a coin toss due to the low levels. Now, but even if I agree that the Bronze is easier to win at, I would still say, here's the problem. You're only allowed to play 30 games per day without ruining your energy capture rate. If all you can play is 30 games a day without ruining your energy capture rate, then you need at Bronze to win 24 times out of the 30. Let's say you can do that easily. That's only going to get you 10 loot chests. I'm talking about the game is going to give you access to win 30 loot chests every day. That's the cap. So you aren't going to be able to do that at Bronze with no bonuses. And it's going to be exceedingly easy to do that at Champion with bonuses. Now, maybe you can't attain Champion, but even Diamond and Gold provide significantly increased earning opportunities around reward shares, and that's how you're going to get those extra loot chests. So if you want 30 loot chests a day from Splinterlands, which is possible in the new reward system, then you're going to need to be playing at probably Gold or Diamond, and you're going to need to have some gold foil bonuses, some alphas or betas, some promos to try and, or win streak bonuses or guild bonuses to try and bring up the percentage of our share rewards you're getting. And so if you can win 24 at Bronze, good for you. That's gonna obtain you on average 10 loot chests at Bronze, which is great. Good for you. But I'm saying I want 30 loot chests, and you should too. And that is attainable not at Bronze. Even if you went 30 for 30 every day on Bronze, you're not getting anywhere near 30 loot chests. But if you start to have gold foil bonuses and guild bonuses, and I guess win streak bonuses would be significant to you because you're winning so many games. But you see my point. You need more bonuses than you imagine in order to really unlock the fullness of what's available to you. Thanks for the comment. Oh, Jarvie, guys, creator of Peak Monsters. He says there is a, let's see, gold foil bargain hunting. There is a compare metric on Peak Monsters for the regular and gold foil ratio. Yes, I know, Jarvie. So in that video, I was talking about gold foils, going shopping for gold foils, because there's going to be a significant factor on the reward share payouts that you get access to within Splinterlands. So you're going to want gold foil bonuses. So I said, look, guys, get in here. And I spent in that video, I talk about the gold foil cards I bought to prepare my deck for that. And I went through and I tried to, like I said earlier, I identified weaknesses in my deck and I tried to fill those weaknesses to the best of my ability, stretching each dollar as far as I could. And so he wants me to talk about the fact that there is a compare window, and you go over here, gold versus regular difference percent difference. And this is one way to see the cheapest gold foil cards in the game. So actually Nebseni, the gold foil Nebseni is only 4 times more expensive than the regular foil Nebseni. This card is almost irrelevant to most people because it's so expensive. Carnage Titan, this is interesting. Carnage Titan gold foil is, I guess, $144, and the regular is $27.15. And understand that a gold foil version of Carnage Titan is necessarily a level 2. So you either buy 1 gold foil $144 or 3 regular foils, which is about $80. So the gold foil is 5 times more expensive, but you actually have to buy a few copies. So it's like it's more like $144 for level 2 or $80 for level 2. And that's the cost differential. But this is an important indicator that tells you which cards have a relatively low gold foil value or a relatively high regular foil. This data can tell you one or the other. It's an important metric. It's a good compare window, and I do use it. I don't know if I used it in that video, and that's why he's saying you can use that. But the point of that video wasn't me trying to find the cheapest gold foils. It was actually the point of it was me trying to identify which cards I could buy that would really move the needle to improve my deck, access gold foil bonuses, and create long-term investment opportunity. But first and foremost, improve my gold foil deck. Thanks for the comment, Trevi. Appreciate you. Let's try and do 3 more, and then I'm going to quit. Let's see. Ian Favel. It cost me less to get a gold foil deep lurker from 0 to level 6 than to get a regular level 6. I'm looking to swap out anytime I can. I kept my regular one at single BCX and only level the gold one. It shouldn't be cheaper. The max to max than regular, but it is. I look for those kinds of deals, but I don't want to sell anything at these prices. Yeah, Ian, you're right. Sometimes that sort of craziness happens where the gold foil will actually be cheaper, because just like I think I pointed out in that video, right now gold foils are actually really inexpensive, in part because many players started in late 2021 and they don't have full decks yet. They have gold or silver decks. You don't even have a full regular foil deck. So you say to yourself, I only have $50. Maybe I'll buy more regular foil cards to kind of move the needle further to stretch my dollar and maximize the efficiency of my investment. But Ian's point is, sometimes that causes gold foils to be overlooked to the point where he has taken advantage and found deep lurkers at gold foil have been cheaper than regular foil. This is always possible, and you need to pay attention to the market when you're looking at a card. Consider its alpha version, its beta version, its gold foil version, and try to understand that they have differing abilities and BCX requirements. So like a kobold miner at level 3 requires 4 BCX, and it's going to give you that 2 attack. It's a great card to have. It's going to be the same 2 attack out of the beta requires 5 BCX. And so it certainly ends up being, in that context, ends up being cheaper to buy the beta, but it actually pays to explore which is cheaper. And in some contexts, there's going to be a gold foil card that ends up being a little cheaper. So pay attention. And especially because gold foil cards never start at level 1, they start at level 3. And so you end up needing fewer BCX. Like I said, with the Carnage Titan, the lowest level gold foil Carnage Titan is a level 2. If you want to buy the regular foil version of that card, you need 3 BCX. That is showing you the distinction, and that distinction in BCX requirement can translate to discounts on gold foil that aren't recognized by some of the mass population that play this game. Whereas somebody such as Ian is really discerning that and looking beyond the obvious, the the price tag and saying, okay, but what am I getting for my dollar? Oh, and look over here is a better deal. Good job, Ian. Okay, 2 more. Blue Devil, do you think staying in lower league, i.e. in wild format in silver to access alpha and beta boost is more worth it than playing in gold and modern? Curious what the arbitrage there will be. Yeah, I agree. Me too. That's curious. Would also be able to play more bronze and silver tournaments if I stay down. Yeah, this is interesting. It's hard to say. Really, it's hard to say. I think initially modern format, when that exists, is going to be providing significantly less rewards per player per battle than wild, because I think there's going to be significantly more players seeking the low collection power benefit provided by playing in modern, meaning they're walking away from the wild format because they don't want to pay the higher collection power costs to attain gold or diamond or whatever league they would prefer to play in. And that is going to drive most people into modern, which means the same reward pool existing, because both leagues are going to have the exact same reward pool. That means more people are sharing the modern pie than are sharing the wild pie. And so people like myself who have access to play in that wild, I think are going to see way better DC payouts later on, perhaps way better SPS payouts. There might be unique opportunities in the wild tournaments available. So I kind of think competing at a lower level in wild might be better, especially if you're talking about silver. If you're saying to me wild bronze, I'd tell you no, get into modern in that context. But if you're capable of performing at a high level in wild within silver, I think you're going to want to test that out and see how that feels. That's my presumption. That's the feeling I've got. But again, no one really knows yet. And I think it will change radically and rapidly as people see, oh wow, I'm earning $1 a day in modern, but I could earn $5 a day in wild. Okay, then I need to rethink what I'm doing. And you'll see this equilibrium will be struck because players will move and invest accordingly to chase after those additional gains, and that will cause an equilibrium as the market finds that resolution, finds that kind of that balance. One more. Kofi, just after this video went up, several gold chaos cards jumped up 500%. Wow. So Scavo Gold was at 20 for a moment there. Wow. Scavo, where is it at right now? Scavo Hireling is amazing. What? This was at $20, he said? Scavo Gold was at $20. Wow. And look, it's down 42%. I don't see, this is the thing about market prices. People, guys, you think $4.50 is a lot for a gold foil card? Understand that there are 96 copies to be sold in the entire world. And if somebody comes in and says, I want to have a max level right now of gold foil, which by the way I have, and I bought a while back, because I knew how important this card would be. They have to come in and they have to buy 38 copies. And that is practically a half of the circulating supply, because this is you can say it's not the circulating supply is all the Scavo Hireling gold foils that are playable, sure, but from a market standpoint, there's only 96 available. You can't, but there's no other Scavo Hirelings in the world being sold somewhere else. It doesn't matter. On Peak Monsters, on Splinterlands, they're all accessing the same library of sales. And this is the only 96 gold foil Scavoling. So if I need 38 right now, I'm going to drive this price straight up. Like, look, just go like this. What's that? That's 50 of them. Okay, so if I had to buy 50 of them, I'm already into 650 per BCX from $4.50. That's a 50% increase in price. And that's what somebody will do if they just need, if they really decide they want that card and they need to have it in gold foiled. And the cost is, you know, $350, which sounds like a lot, but it's an amazing card and it's really pivotal, I think, in many contexts. So when that happens, when a card is recognized as meta, when the gold foil becomes desirable because of, you know, either the rank reward changes or the bonuses around our shares, or just because the attention is shifting to gold foil for any reason at all, it's so easy and possible for these low circulating supplies, these low market, what's that word? It's, there's a low supply on the market. I forget that there's a phrase for that. Anyways, it's so easy for the price to move rapidly. And it happens in low market cap coins because just selling a few, there's such little liquidity. That's what I'm looking for. There's such little liquidity that it's easy to move the needle. And so this is why investing in gold foils can be very exciting. And I think in part why my assets have risen significantly in the last couple of days. $72,000 now, up from 68 like yesterday. So, because I've been buying gold foils. So anyways, we're going to leave it there. Guys, thank you for your time and attention. I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, and you watched all the way up to the end, please drop your own comment, leave your own question, drop that IGN so I can send thank you afterwards. Also, like and subscribe. Have an amazing day. God bless.